People always ask what I'm chasing when I travel. The truth is, I'm only ever looking for one photograph, one honest image that couldn't exist in any other way. Not because it's technically perfect, but because it demanded something of the person behind the camera. The curiosity, the time, the trust, and sometimes, a little stupidity. Cockbaroo, a sport you've probably never heard of. Men on horseback fighting over the carcass of a headless goat. Our mission was simple: come to Kyrgyzstan to find a match and make a photograph in the middle of the action.
That was so scary.
I thought I was chasing an image. What I didn't realize was that the story waiting for us would become far more interesting than the photograph we came to make. It's noon, and to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what time my mind and body are on anymore. I'm used to that. I wonder if Sauce is. We've been traveling together for the past 15 years. But 5 hours ago, this journey began. It started the way they all do. Sliding airport doors, jet-lagged eyes, and a swarm of taxi drivers, all hoping we get into their car. After all the places Sauce and I have traveled together, I trust his instincts.
Thank you.
Especially when it comes to picking out cabbies.
We usually don't take them fresh out the line like that, but I like this guy.
And this is how we met Tabush. He had a van with no seatbelts and an interior that smelled like the hometown bar that still lets you smoke
He's just
inside.
fucking chiefing a cig. This is my type of dude.
5 minutes into the drive, I noticed he was watching Cockbaroo on his phone. The very sport we come to Kyrgyzstan to document. We had no idea that the man behind the wheel was about to become the key to the whole trip.
Our taxi driver is about to buff our whole documentary. We're trying to shoot out here out.
Got it.
After breakfast at the Osh Bazaar, one of the oldest markets in the world, we met back up with Tabush. This time he pulled up with a big American pickup behind him, and out stepped the Dilt.
Hello.
Tabush introduced him as our guide.
Look at that truck,
Never liked
man.
that
How are you doing?
To me, a guide usually means someone telling you where to stand and what to photograph.
The old Sauce run.
Turn of events. Tabish's homie with a large American truck showed up, said we're taking some bad roads, the van ain't gonna make it. So let's roll.
That's a Van Margera.
Let's roll.
One quick coffee stop was all it took to realize these guys weren't messing around. Before the coffee even hit the table, they were already on the phone. Within minutes, they tracked down a Cockbaroo team, training,
Not the dream team.
2 hours into the mountains. Just like that, we had our first invitation into a world we knew absolutely nothing about. A quick stop for coffee, and it became clear these guys understood the assignment. The first thing I noticed when I arrived at the farm was the size of the horses. The second was the size of the men. After a few introductions, I assumed we'd head straight into the training. Instead, we were invited inside. Around the table sat tea, fresh bread, eggs, and more meat than I could keep track of.
Man, you got sacks of meat. They call it the Kyrgyzstani steak.
Wow, straight off the killing floor right to the plate, huh?
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
bad.
After consuming my body weight in cow, I was soon to find out that this wasn't a free lunch. Tea and Coke is what they have here. I haven't seen one bottle of water.
I just had a bunch of beef, and now I'm about to get my ass kicked.
The best photographs come from participating, not watching. You have to earn your way in. And looking back, I don't think this day was about Cockbaroo at all. It was about them deciding if they could trust us. We left without seeing a single horse run. Maybe that was the point.
Oh, what? Oh my God.
There's one thing for certain. Tabush is having a great time. After 2 days together,
Thank you.
Tabush and Adilt have officially worked their way into our world. Especially Tabush. Maybe it was his jolly demeanor. Maybe it was the fact that he's never seemed to stop smiling. Whatever it was, he no longer felt like our fixer. He feels like a friend. The boys back at the farm had the day off, so Adilt finally got to put his tour guide title to good use. He brought us to a cockbaroo demonstration, the closest we'd come yet to the game we've crossed the world to experience. I couldn't help but wonder, though, how they'd stack up against our brothers back at the farm. But then came the part we've been waiting for, the ball. A young boy carried out the carcass of a headless goat, one that I'd imagine was walking around that morning. $20 bought me a seat on a horse, and it was enough to get a small taste, but this wasn't cockbaroo, it was a reenactment, a performance for tourists. Understandably, not everyone is a fan of this version of cockbaroo.
About it, what are the flaws you saw in this?
First of all, the fact that they kill a goat especially, and they use a goat. That was the first one. The second, I hear that horses can get injured really easily and then they get shot. But now when I look at the horses and I see that their mouths are torn from the bite, and that
We were getting closer, and she had a point. I felt for the horses. Tabush and Adilt knew this wasn't the story we were chasing, but still we were in a step in the right direction. And after a few portraits, an unhappy tourist, and another lesson in patience, we hit the road again. Searching. It's day 4, and we found ourselves back at the farm. The horses here were different. They were brushed, fed, and treated like teammates, not tools. I was expecting to ride a horse today. I just wasn't expecting to ride this one. This wasn't just any horse. Apparently, he was one of the best on the farm. Meanwhile, I'm a complete novice when it comes to championship horses. He was used to carrying men twice my size, who actually knew what the hell they were doing. And naturally, I ignored that little voice in my head.
Holy shit!
I've ridden motorcycles at 150 miles per hour, and somehow that never scared me the way this did.
Stop!
Maybe it's because a motorcycle does what you tell it.
Holy shit, make him stop!
This was a living, breathing animal with its own mind, its own instincts, its own agenda. And for the first time in a long time, I felt completely out of control.
Grab him. Fuck that. Oh my god, that was so scary.
He's screaming. Hey, you will die, you will die. Don't make him
Yeah, I'm
die.
not you're telling me.
I told him, don't
I was like, I'm gonna die. I thought I was gonna die.
It turns out we showed up a little late. The cockbrew season had already ended. That explained the black eyes, the busted hands, and more than a few limps. Normally, that would have been the end of our search. But Tabush and Adilt didn't seem too concerned. And honestly, neither did I.
Yeah, I was thinking you rent like. Oh yeah.
What's up?
What do you look at our car? What do you think? You ripped it.
It's a little dirty. We hit the mud.
So today we will go to the animal market and buy the live goat. Then we will kill this goat, and then we will play. After play, we will cook and eat.
What are we playing?
Cookburi.
Cookbook.
Yeah, cookburi, our national game.
Peter would have a heyday here. Bourdain always said if you want to understand a place, go to the market. Not sure if he meant livestock market, but here we are. Deals are happening everywhere. Kids riding horses, grandmas with gold teeth. Nobody really notices you. What looked extraordinary to me was just a Tuesday to everyone else. Their grocery store, their livelihood. For me, though, it was a photographic overload. Every direction I looked, there was another frame, another face, another moment, some cow pee.
Watch out, you get pissed on.
And sometimes the place just gives you pictures. This was one of those places. We met the locals, shot our photos. I cleaned livestock piss off my lens more than once.
Cow poop, and the lens has cow piss.
Now there was only one thing left to do, and that was to buy the ball for tonight's game. The strange part for me, at this point, it wasn't a ball yet.
I'm such a lover of animals, this is gonna hurt my soul.
I don't understand which one we have to buy.
This one here?
Tabush had already negotiated the deal. 160 bucks. Handed it over, dinner, and a show.
You're gonna make the best ball.
As strange as this all felt, Sauce kept reminding me, he's going to end up on the dinner table after this. That was always the plan. The match was simply to stop in between.
Listen, I'm not happy about
But I eat meat,
okay?
and I love animals. I just never really been forced to reconcile the two.
Sheep's better than goat.
Yep.
Sheep is better than goat.
Goddamn. If I'm being honest, this isn't where I want to be. I'd much rather be in the mountains, watching sheep graze, than standing here. Tabish brought us to the man's home who was going to prepare our goat for us. He was Muslim and he prayed over the animal. Everything was done with care, with attention, with respect. I admired that. It didn't make what came next any easier. I couldn't help but tear up. We'd only known this goat for a few hours, but watching a life come to an end is something I'll probably never get used to. I eat meat. I understand this is part of life. It always has been. The difference here is that nothing is hidden. Death is acknowledged, respected, and followed by gratitude. I think back home it's easy to forget where dinner comes from. Here there is really no forgetting. It seems that life and death aren't all that different, no matter where you are. The only thing that changes is how close you're willing to stand to them.
He was like filming a fucking Snapchat or something after we killed the goat, and he goes, "Goat sponsored by American."
We had no idea that Tabosh lives in the village next door to this field.
Yeah, but
That's where the match is taking place. Seems like his hands are in this pot more than we thought. A couple of kids on horseback asked for a picture. I took it. Then the players slowly made their way over. Every one of them seemed twice my size. A few conversations decided the teams. A crisp $100 bill became the prize purse. And I borrowed the smallest, most manageable horse I could find from the child.
Your kids? Wait.
After days of searching, it was finally going to happen. And my goal was simple: stay on the horse and get the photograph I came for.
God, hey.
What I wasn't expecting was just how hard that photograph would be to make. This is what we've been searching for. This is why we came. An image that showed not only the sport, but the wildness that comes with chasing a story. Sometimes the path is longer than you expect, usually more difficult, but that is part of the fun. And every once in a while, life puts you exactly where you need to be, right in the fucking middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
As they celebrated on field, Sauce and I couldn't wipe the smiles off our face.
Yeah, dude, we had no idea when we showed up to Kyrgyzstan if we were going to be able to shoot this or find a game.
It still didn't feel real. We came here hoping to see a game. Instead, we somehow ended up helping put one on. We couldn't plan that. I came looking for a photograph. I left with the one that mattered the most. Not because it was the best image I made, but because it held the whole story. A taxi driver, a simple yes, and a place I could never plan for. You know, looking back, the photograph was almost an excuse. The real story was everything that happened because we were willing to trust a complete stranger. Turns out, the best decision we made in Kyrgyzstan happened 5 minutes after we walked out of the airport. We said yes to the man with chubby cheeks.